What's up, y'all? What's going on? Herobrine, Pedro, Repethium, Cryptic Kendall, Josiah, Shelly Lynn, Daniel Prot Hero. How y'all doing? Anyway, let's go get some Frostfire, huh? What do y'all think? I am gonna grind this out this week. I don't want to use all my reroll tokens. Well, I've got no reroll tokens. But if I had reroll tokens, I don't want to use them on Frostfire. I want to grind it out and see if I can't get me another 10. I think I've got two of them. Well, I got one on my monk. Do I have another one somewhere else? I'm not even sure. I thought I had another one somewhere else. It's an oil chip. Maybe not. Maybe that's all in my imagination. Or maybe I used it or sold it or gave it away or something. Equum, Stavion, what's up? Long time no see. Applejack, OG Gamer. What's going on, y'all? Anyway, let's go get it. Where we at? Drakenfrost was hiding. The Frostfire Remnants is hiding. Make it public. Anyway, since this is such a really relatively quick map, I'm going to go like four maps per group. And then feel free to rejoin if no one else joins in the fourth group. I've been good, Stavion. Just I'm anxiously awaiting for DDA. Got some good stuff this summer coming, though. I'm so tempted to get into that WoW Classic server. I'm still unsure, but I am very tempted to do so. I've got a couple of them now, but, you know, the more the merrier. The more the merrier. It's a mod that you could use on every hero. Dungeon Defenders Awakened, Stavion. There's a new Dungeon Defenders game coming. This is gonna be good. We're supposed to get some more news about it sometime this week. Katakuri, what's up? Doing the all super duper lazy tenacity build here, y'all. So yeah, it's not gonna make for a real exciting stream, but it'll be exciting if we all get a bunch of 10 out of 10 Frostfires, though. The cannons are doing 6 mil, nice. Yep, it is indeed Frostfire week there, Jackson. I farmed up about 15 of them last night. And I actually had one run where I didn't get a Frostfire 10, but I had one run where I got 3 10 out of 10s in one map. They were all, 2 of the 3 were junk. But still, it was just still nice to see them, you know? Always nice to see them tans. Oh, I hear you, Never Done. That would be awesome. Sadly, we know little bells and whistles like that are just never going to come to DD2. I mean, it would be an amazing thing, but just not realistic, unfortunately. What we got anyway? So we got Katakuri, Seer, and Storm Dragon 2002. I'm not worried about that at all, Anton. I mean, I don't like having a bunch of different game launchers, but that would not keep me from playing it. I mean, if they did, to be honest with you, I think they should. Epic is throwing the money out there at people. You know, look at Satisfactory. They did a 1-year exclusivity deal, and they straight up said Epic. Of course, they didn't talk about the amounts, but they actually, their community manager in a video straight up said Epic gave us a bunch of money. I mean, that would be a good thing, right? So yeah, I mean, that doesn't bother me at all. I mean, like I said, I don't like, if it was up to me, all of my games would be in one place. And I completely understand, and I don't like having to have multiple different game launchers. But on the same note, you know, if it's a game I really want to play, the launcher is not going to keep me from playing it. There's no way. I mean, I've got the Epic launcher anyway, from Fortnite. You know, even though I don't play Fortnite much anymore, I've still got hopes that eventually Epic will turn it into a decent game. As far as the Save the World mode, of course. One day, one day. Some maps are worse than others. For like frame rate drops. I mean, I don't really have lag. That would be a latency, a connection issue. But the frame rate drops happen on a lot of maps. The game runs like crap. I mean, we all know that. It's one of the reasons, another one of those reasons why we need DDA. You know, we got to get an Unreal 4 Dungeon Defenders game, and DDA is the only chance of getting one. You know, at the moment. Yeah, I mean, I prefer Steam as well. But, I mean, if they did something like that, it would be for good reason. And right now, as far as the Epic games go, it seems like now is a great time to be doing it. Because Epic's got all that Fortnite money, you know? Epic's got all the Fortnite money. And they're giving it out to developers for exclusivity, so I don't think Chromatic will do that, but I think they should at least look into it. No, DD2 is not convertible to Unreal 4 without completely rebuilding the game. There's no way just to convert the game to Unreal 4. So it's, I mean, a lot of people keep saying that, but it's just not an option. It's completely remaking the game. And right now, it's a failing game. You know, I mean, I love it, you love it, but the game isn't profitable. It's not making money, or we wouldn't be having all these DDA discussions to begin with. You know, people just don't like it. You know, there's more people that like Dungeon Defenders and like the universe, but just don't like DD2. Nah, there is no key immediately. The Kickstarter's not even over yet. Nothing will be shipped out until the Kickstarter ends, which is like, what, April something? But the game doesn't launch until October. So, I mean, you wouldn't get the key until the game launches. There's no, I mean, there's going to be a beta period, but there's no, like, early access. I mean, it's not finished yet, you know. I mean, it would make so much of a better game if they did. You got to realize that Epic exclusivity would be like $1 million. It would be way more than what the Kickstarter would be for. So, I mean, that would give us everything if that happens. Oh, I'm not sure, Anton. I'm not sure what day it ends on. It says so on the Kickstarter. I was pledged about 15 minutes after it launched. It dragged me out of bed quick. We won't get a date when Kickstarter finishes, no. We know it's in October. We won't get an exact date until they've got an exact date. They're not going to know an exact date right now. We'll get an exact date probably. Like, we'll get the date for the beta probably around the end of August. And then we'll get the exact date of launch probably as soon as the beta launches. Would be my guess anyway. I mean, we might get it sooner than that, but it's going to be October. I mean, that's just... We already know it's going to be October. And they keep saying they're ahead of schedule, so shouldn't have any problem hitting it. What's going on there, MBG? This is it. Not a very good one there, HK, but this is the one. Oh, a date for giving it. I'd imagine the DD1 keys and stuff will probably go out when the Kickstarter ends. Like, not immediately. It's not automated. Somebody has to manually do that. But my guess is, like, within a week or two of the Kickstarter ending, all the DD1 keys and stuff will be out. The cosmetics for DD2, stuff like that, is my guess anyway. Can't buy the Ethereum gem mine on European servers. Well, I mean, what server you play on doesn't affect that. If there's something with Steam where you can't buy it, is the only thing that would affect it. That's just a Steam purchase. So if you can buy a game through Steam, you should be able to buy that, unless there's some issue with the gem mine type thing. What's going on, Pedro? Am I friends with the creators? No, I'm not really friends with them. I mean, I've never met any of them in person. I talk to them, but, I mean, we're hardly friends. I'm the irritating guy that keeps bugging them. I don't know, Cryptic. They haven't really said much about cosmetics. We know there's new weapons coming, but they've said the new weapons are going to come in Onslaught. We're on US West there now, Pedro. I mean, it's never a bad idea to save them, though, Cryptic. You know, if you've got a bunch of the stuff already. I've done that for a few different updates. I'm not doing Onslaught now. I don't have any to save. PlayStation Store has an issue. That's possible, huh? Almost busted out automation. I've got tenacity on this stuff that I'm using, but I was debating on busting out automation and throwing it on my lightning strike auras and just going 2 flame auras and a lightning strike instead of 3 flame auras per lane. Yep. Needs the mana, people. That's not all of it. There we go. No, it went to the other guy. Alright, there we are. I know PlayStation's got a lot of issues, like the Lost Temple, causing problems. Here we go. Sorry about that, y'all. I almost sneezed on you. I had to do the quick ninja mic mute real quick. Just a couple of items away from finishing a pardon me, from finishing a hero spotlight on the Mystic. There is no tip, Pedro. It's a poorly optimized game. In that map, it just all comes out. So sadly, there's no fix for Lost Temple that we can do on our end. You haven't had any issues on PS4 in a few weeks? Well, that's good. Well, maybe they started getting the stuff dialed in. I know most people I talk to have just had massive PS4 issues. What's going on there, Kingdom of TV? I finally got another Tower Defense Tuesday game to spotlight, but I didn't have access to it till this morning, so I wasn't able to get it done. I was debating on doing a late Tower Defense Tuesday video on it. Might just do that. Want to see. I have to download it and see if I like it first. Nice, Noah. Well, welcome. Yeah, it'll be an updated Shadow Flame build. One of the problems with the Shadow Flame setup is it's 10 out of 10 or nothing. If you don't have a 10 out of 10 Shadow Flame knife, the build is just not going to be very good. And even with the 10 out of 10, it's effective, but it's very low damage output. I mean, it's how I prefer to play her, but the 10 out of 10 is definitely a must-have for the Shadow Flame mod, though. Yeah, Gilded defense rate maxes every defense in the game, Ethan. Or a 10 out of 10 mod if you take the item up to Chaos 8. Will max every defense in the game. 10 out of 10 rate mod. Shy of that, you have to use a mod and a shard. No, I don't have any mastery shards, just tenacity. I don't know if they're watching the stream. Dryad builds are pretty easy. You know, spam bees. If anything's getting through after you spam bees, then convert one of them out for a slime. And it's a win. I mean, the Dryad's pretty throwed on the ground. It's kind of like the monk with the auras. Placement is not a huge issue. Just throw the stuff around. They got massive range, so... But one of the problems the Dryad has too, and it might be you might be experiencing it, is that AI is very buggy on everything that the Dryad has. Oh, you're watching the stream too. Oh. Thank you so much for subscribing there, Jonas. I do appreciate you. Thank you very much. I am anxious to get this Mystic dialed in, because if your machine will handle it, there is just nothing greater on a Frost lane and Onslaught than a Mystic. I mean, just ridiculous. But it, like, back on day one of Onslaught, that's what I was using, and it was crashing people's computers because of the freezes are just so intensive. An ability pack, Unholy Fire is kind of a novelty kingdom. It doesn't do real damage, so there won't ever be an Unholy Fire spotlight from me. I mean, it's one of those, like, novelty things that's fun to do, but don't expect to see, like, any big-time results out of it. I mean, the other things, you know, if you're using the other Squire abilities, you're going to get way more out of them than you are that Unholy Fire, if you go ability power. Unholy Fire is kind of a just for the lulz sort of thing, you know? Now, if you combine the Unholy Fire with the Taunt, and you use the Fight Me Not shard, you're going to give all your defenses a nice big buff. But that's about it. As far as what the Squire actually outputs, it'll be very little. Little to nothing, sadly. Doesn't mean you can't play it, if you like that playstyle, but just don't expect big time results out of it. It's like this. I mean, right now I'm doing crap damage. Like right now I'm doing like 1 to 2 million DPS, but I'm spamming 1 to 2 million DPS to every mob all over the map, as these daggers just bounce around everywhere. So that, and I really enjoy playing the Mystic this way. So I'm taking, you know, I'm taking enjoyment over effectiveness right now. Now the Mystic's still got that crazy CC. Yeah, if you like melee, barbarians are the way to go. But what if you don't like melee? Then the barbarian sucks. You know? You gotta enjoy it. If you're not enjoying it, then it's no good. Oh wow, looks like I'll hit 4,600 today. Progress, progress. So, Robot Entertainment announced a game yesterday, finally. And it's not Orcs Must Die. Very disappointing. I mean, I'll still check it out, just because I like Robot. But that's definitely... I was really hoping there was going to be another action defense game coming. But there's not. Not from Robot. Dungeon Defenders is it now, I think. As far as action defense games, Dungeon Defenders is the one. But we know we've got at least 2 more coming. We got DDA and then DD3. So we've got Dungeon Defenders products for the next 5 years or so. Grave Infection is there all the time. The only map that has a rotation is this one. The pirate maps are the same all the time. There's 10 possible mods, and it's a 1 in 10 chance. So yeah, Grave Infection is always there. It's just this map. I like the concept of it. Having a reason to farm this map on certain weeks. I mean, I would not be against that if they did that on other maps. I mean, it sucks when you want it and you don't have it, and you have to wait for it. Yeah, Orcs Must Die games were awesome. I mean, that's what started my YouTube channel. It was all about Orcs Must Die 2. Sadly, we are not getting an Orcs Must Die 3. Or, this announcement wasn't Orcs Must Die 3 anyway. They're working on something else as well. Well, I just figure if it's a 10% chance to get it, you're probably going to have to run it, what, 60, 70, 80 times? Because it's 10% each time. It's not 10% cumulative, you know? Crap, did I just place those flame arrows with the wrong monk? Let me look. No, they're pretty big. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, they're alright. Yeah, 10% chance means you're going to have to run it a bunch of times to get it. There's other good mods there too, though. You know, that you can get on the way. Shackled, Banjaxed, Turn the Tides for the Barb. There's lots of good mods there to be had. Well, I think they might be worried about it because OMDU was such a flop. Still waiting on your first Chaos 8 amp? Oh, you'll get him. You will get him. I'm still waiting. I'm waiting to use mine. I don't want to upgrade anything up to Chaos 8 other than like items that have tenacity or defense rate on them prior to the update coming. I don't want to waste any amps, you know? Oh. Stuck. There we go. It can be elusive, though. No doubt about it. Oh, I went like 170 floors once without getting one. So, I mean, it's just 100% RNG dependent, you know? I think Burning Strikes is Chaos 5. Their layers. If you already have the 10 of 10 tenacity, that's the hard part. You just buy a shard or an amp. You only need one. You don't have to fully upgrade it. You just have to put one amp into it. So like 6-7 million gold, and you got it. You know, there's always a for sale. On Spring Break, nice Tempest. We'll enjoy. Doesn't matter what your ascension is, it matters what floor you're on in their kingdom. You can be Ascension 100 or you can be Ascension 5000. It really doesn't matter as far as doing Ancient Power resets. It's all about what onslaught floor you get to. So, I mean, if I personally was brand new to the game and wanted to start doing Ancient Power resets, I'd probably go at like a minimum to like floor 80 on the minimum side, And then, you know, you'll just make a really, really smooth and easy AP reset if you go to like 100. I mean, it depends on how many shards and all that you got, too. Not really, Mario. I've got a bunch of old videos on DD1, but I don't really have any tutorial type stuff. Look up Washboard on YouTube, Washboard Productions. He's a guy that I know that's just amazing at DD1. You know, DD1's just like DD2, though. You got to put in the grind, you know? It is a grind game. I think Washboard's got like 6,000 hours into it, 7,000 hours, something like that. Well, yeah, it depends on what ascension you're at, too. As far as just the you know, the loose ends, but I mean, if you make it to floor 100 without doing an ancient power reset, you're going to be in really good shape for all your AP resets. If you make it to floor 80, you're going to be in really good shape for all your AP resets. I mean, all you really need is, you need what? You need defense crit chance, defense crit damage, and the range gambit. So that's 90. That's 270 minimum ascension. Anything over that is going to be just gravy on top. So the more you can put in over that, the easier your experience is going to be. But I mean, you can full AFK at it like 400 or 500. Especially if you're just resetting, just starting. It's so quick and easy at the beginning. Your PlayStation broke, that sucks. I just got a Switch yesterday. I have to thank David Stang for that. If you guys see him, he hooked me up. He's comes by the streams quite frequently. But so DDA, I'm going to be playing it on all 4 platforms every week. Not going to be like this DD2 stuff with the massive grind. We're going to have one account, you know. But I'll definitely be playing on all 4 platforms every single week on stream. All I've got for it is Mario Kart 8. It came with Mario Kart 8. So I don't have any other games yet. Debating what to play on it. Obviously, we'll get a little Mario Kart going on. My guess is it'll be like 2 weeks after the Kickstarter ends and they're never done. But that's just a guess. It won't be until after the Kickstarter ends. And it won't be right away. It's not like an automated thing. So, I mean, I would say at a minimum probably a week after the Kickstarter ends, but more realistically probably 2 weeks. Because they actually have to send all that stuff out. You know, so the first thing they'd have to do is confirm that the Kickstarter ends. And then they'll have to get contact information from everybody. And then they'll have to send all this stuff out. So it'll take a minute or two. Let's do one more and then I'll make a fresh group here. Oh, you know I'm going to be playing Animal Crossing. When's that supposed to release, Neville? Do you know? Yoshi's Crafted World, very nice. I mean, I've been out of the Mario universe for so long because of the Switch, you know? Or because of just not having a Nintendo product. I didn't have a Wii, I didn't have a Switch. So, I mean, I haven't played any of those games. You know that? And I want to play Zelda, too. People have said that just Zelda alone is worth having a Switch for. Heard that from quite a few people. No date yet on Animal Crossing. That'll be a fun one, though. Mario Odyssey. Nice, nice. After playing around in Path of Exile, I've been kind of tempted to do another Diablo 3 seasonal character, which I've never done any of the seasonal characters in Diablo. And I was thinking about doing that on the Switch, and I've got some Diablo 3 friends that play the Switch that would run it with me. But then I look, why is getting the mana always such a chore? Somebody got some mana. Just drop it on the ground somewhere and ping it. I don't care. I'll come and get it. Somebody's got it. No? Well, I mean, we didn't just show up 200 mana short. So, I mean, somebody's got to have it. What's going on there, Popper? How you doing? Nobody wants to give up the mana. Alright, well, I guess I gotta manually kill it. I went shopping yesterday, tried to find some reroll tokens, that way I didn't have to farm them all. So I really want to get that Shadow Blade up to 10 out of 10. I've got about 70 rerolls into it now. I'm on floor 51, 52. I'm not doing any floors until the update hits. Yeah, just sadly, Onslaught is just not rewarding. I mean, we know that the Chaos 8 shards are going to be an Onslaught. We know that the new weapons are going to be an Onslaught. So I just don't see any reason to do Onslaught until that stuff gets here. I mean, especially with what I'm looking for. I'm looking for mods to do lots of different hero setups. And looking for 6,000 XP, you know. Takes over 6,000 Ascension to max 1 defense. It's going to be a lot easier soon, Jericho. The next update is adding in a shard vendor where you can buy specific shards. But yeah, it's definitely confusing, especially if you're just returning. Just, I guess the thing I could say is there's just so... There is meta shards, you know? Although there's just a bazillion different shards out there, a lot of them are just junk. Exclamation nuke in chat will give you... Actually, that's not even the most current build. Exclamation spotlights in chat will show you all my current hero spotlights. I don't have one on this Mystic yet. That's what I'm trying to get done. I'm trying to get the gear to finish her up. Matthias, what's up? Thank you so much for subscribing there, Paul. I do appreciate it. Satisfactory is an amazing game. I'm having a really difficult time putting it down. I'm actually way behind on video editing for it. And yesterday, I didn't allow myself to play it at all because I've got too many episodes recorded that I need to edit, you know, and get uploaded. But it's going to be a good game. I mean, if you liked Factorio, then Satisfactory is like the successor, you know. Shards are the old passives. They're in different tiers. So different shards come from different chaos levels. I'm always on west there, Neville. Always, always. I live like a two hour drive from the US West server, so it's just super low latency for me. Low pings all day on US West. I'll be excited to not have an Onslaught system anymore. That's one of the most exciting things about DDA for me. I just don't like Onslaught. You get no rewards for it. It's just not worth doing. When you get the same rewards from floor 32 as you get from floor 932, that's just a sign of a problem, you know? There's just zero reason to play it. I needs my loot. Can't be a loot-based game with no loot. And that's what Onslaught is. And that is disappointing. I wish they weren't dumping everything into Onslaught, but they are. Well, I'm going to have to do Onslaught when the update comes. But then I'll at least have a reason to do it. Right now, there's no reason to do it. How to kill cyborgs in different ways is all Onslaught turns into, because that's all you get is cyborg lanes. Cyborgs for days. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Frog Killer. I mean, they couldn't have put better loot into Onslaught, because then nobody would play Expeditions. But, I don't know, in just my opinion, the game modes are just not rewarding. It's like the only game mode worth playing is Expeditions. You get more XP, you get more loot, and you get more shards. Or not more shards, but you get targeted shards for what you're looking for. Like, the only thing you get in Onslaught is Chaos 8 amps, which you can buy from all the gold you make in Expeditions. Because you get more gold in Expeditions, too. So it's just, I don't know. It's a broken system, in my opinion. It appears like they're all coming back, except two. It was, what, Harbinger's Exile? And then one other one. Which Harbinger's Exile was really broken before. It caused mobs to get stuck really bad. So that one not coming back doesn't hurt my feelings any. But like Water Elemental, the Gun Witch has got some nice shards. The Mystic, you can do Tempered Anger. Is a C8 shard, it'll be good. I mean, they're all good, you know. There's a regen for the boots, which we all know boot shards are just not in abundance. So you get that boot shard going on. What's going on there, Yan? BR, how you doing? I actually probably am going to do a video on all the C8 shards. Now, we don't know. They specifically mentioned those two shards wouldn't be back. We don't know if all the others are coming. They've just mentioned that those two won't be returning. So, I mean, I'm assuming that they'll all be back. You know? Besides those two. But that is a big assumption. Let's go see if anything's for sale out there. Water Elemental is just one of my favorites. Going to be able to do a lot of single tower electrocute combos like the Weapon Man can get now. But put storm damage on it, and then the Water Elemental shard, and you got self-shocking. See if we got any decent mods out of that. Hopefully so. I'll save my rerolls up for the end of the stream and then reroll the Shadow Flame Knife some more. Like I said, I got like 70 or 80 rerolls in it now. These are all the ones from that video this morning. Just get rid of them all. Crap, I just sold that. I didn't even look at it. Okay, it's poo anyway. Here's a 10. It's a weapon 10. What is it? Mini boss chip? Not anything I was really looking for, but I will save it. And just lock it for now. Well, there's the first 10 of the day. I've been having pretty decent luck with them, really. I've been getting multiple 10s every day. Alright, now I think I gilded this finally. Note increase, let me look. Yep, there it is. So I don't have to save those anymore. No 10s up in here. Ouch. Well, that sucks there, Mims. Nothing else today. Not so far. But it's all about how many hours you put in, you know? See if anything good's for sale here. is actually not... I don't need them. But on the same note, I'm just going to buy them. Because that's cheap. Anything else good for sale? Oh wow, that's a great price for these. I will take them all, please. Thank you very much. They're normally about 200,000 a piece. So that's a pretty good price for those. Yeah, but it's just not going to happen, Matthias, is the problem. It's full DDA mode now for Chromatic. There's not going to be any major changes to DD2 like that. I mean, it would be awesome if there was, but, I mean, Elandrian, you know, I say this all the time, people get mad at me. These are not my words. These are Elandrian's words. Elandrian's words were, development on DD2 is going to slow down. They're going to have bug fixes and balance changes after the updates. Now, there's currently updates in the works that have already been done. Besides those updates, we're going to have bug fixes, balance changes, and cosmetics. And that's it. He didn't say there was going to be anything else. So, I mean, it's not realistic to think we're going to get anything else. Expeditions there, Tiger. The highest tier expedition you can is the best way to get gold. So, I mean, from that regard, expecting any more changes to Dungeon Defenders 2 is just not realistic. So people should just get that out of their head and embrace the future. I mean, there's nothing to stop you from keep playing Dungeon Defenders 2. And I'm not by any means saying anyone should stop playing it. I'm going to keep playing it. But don't expect there to be any big changes to the game past what's already in the works. Once we get these next couple of updates, we're going to see very little changes, I think, for DD2. I mean, unless something changes with their philosophy on it. But it's a sad, it's one of those sad truths, you know. I think at this point, one of the best things that could happen for DD2 is if a community development team formed, like with DD1, because those guys have done just amazing things with DD1. But I don't know if that's going to be realistic. Nah, it's difficult to get to max range on Flamers. You can't get there with a Gilded Deadly Strikes and a 10 out of 10 range mod. You're close, but you're not there all the way. Fire damage is the easiest way to beat Frost Orcs there, Drath. So fire does double damage to Frost mobs. So if you outrange them with fire damage, like really big flame arrows or really big fissures, it's the easiest way to beat them. There's Angels. What's up, Angels? Well, I mean, is it the dragon that's freezing your defenses if you're on floor 89? Or are you just getting a lot of Frost Orc rolls? Because you remember, you can re-roll it. Onslaught is all about RNG. The people in really high Onslaught floors spend tons and tons and tons of time re-rolling floors to get a floor that they want, you know? So, I mean, if you load into a map and you got a bunch of lanes you just don't like, just re-roll it. It's not going to be the same way every time. Yeah, I mean, that's easy fix. Re-roll it, and then that won't be that way, because it's not normal to have all Frost Orcs in every lane, you know? But yeah, just outrange them with fire. Like, I use what? I use Fissures for Frost lanes, and I use Destruction, Deadly Strikes, and Defense Rate with range, anti-frost, and anti-orc, and they just destroy Frost Orcs. And they've got a huge range because I'm using a range mod and a range shard. This is actually one of my Fissure. You know, these Flamars that are so big here, this is my secondary Fissure relic here. This isn't my normal Flamar relic. Yeah, I've seen that before there, Mirelis. I mean, floor 89 shouldn't be... You shouldn't need anything that fine-tuned. That's just not very high, you know? Pretty much everybody did there, JQ. I mean, if you have Flameauras or Fissures with good range on them, you're going to kill Frost Orcs, period. Yeah, Frost Orcs are unaffected by tenacity. They don't put an effect on your defense. They're projecting that effect off of themselves. So there is no mob. Nah, tenacity does not affect Frost Orcs in any way, shape, or form. The only way you can cheese Frost Orcs is by overcapping rate. What Frost Orcs Auras do is it lowers the defense attack speed of defenses in their area. So if you stack a bunch of rate stuff, which I don't recommend doing because in my opinion it's a complete waste unless you've just got everything else in the game. But you can stack a bunch of rate on one relic. So, you know, use a rate mod, use all the rate in your Ascension, use a rate shard, gilded ideally, and you're going to be way over the rate cap. And then when Frost Orcs slow the defense, it's not going to drop it down below the rate cap very far, so you're not going to see a huge downside to it. Or no, you meant they did. Yeah, I get what you're saying. But yeah, I mean, Frost Orcs are about outranging them. You know, their range is not very big. Like these, the size of these R's right here would annihilate Frost Orcs. Because the Frost Orc's going to be dead long before it gets within range to freeze anything. Now why did that freeze? Did I place it with the wrong hero? Or was that just visual? It may have just been visual. But Frost Orcs can be a pain in the butt. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, anti-frost and anti-orc wrecks them up big time. And then throw range as your third mod. It tears them up. Frag Zombie. What's going on there, Frag? How you doing? I think the bot's moving in slow motion today, Frag. I gotta go through and clean Nightbot up, clean out a bunch of the old dead commands, but it's been super slow lately. I've actually been debating on switching all of the bot commands over to Stream Elements. Their bot seems a little more responsive. Nightbot's getting overworked and underpaid. There's something like, I forget the number. Yeah, that's right. I mean, I used range and just fully AFK'd that stuff up to 320-ish. So, I mean, it's all about the range. None of the people that are pushing super high are overcapping stuff. It's just, it's kind of a trick that is resource intensive. Hell yeah, Frank. I debated on grinding out a bunch of DD2 today, but I've just got other stuff I want to play too, you know? I mean, I want to get me some more Frostfire. I'd love to get a 10 out of 10 Frostfire today. But that's awfully demanding, you know? So far, so good. I actually got a 10 out of 10 already today, but it was not a very good one. It was anti-mini-boss chip. Board is 603. Getting closer. Another, what, 1,400 and change, and I'll be able to cap one defense. Gonna make me wonder whether or not I should be switching to vampiric on stuff. I'll check it all out once I get there, of course. I just don't think Destruction and Vampiric will even maxed on Ascension. I don't think Destruction and Vampiric is going to be as good as Double Destro with the Destruction and Mass. Man, it looks like Nightbot's not going to work at all today, Frag. I don't know what's up with Nightbot. Like I said, overworked and underpaid. He's got several 100,000 streams Nightbot manages at a time. Oh, nice. Little Shroomite chip. Is she playing the Dryad? I mean, that's a good find. I'm looking for what? I need probably hero damage for the head and probably hero damage for the boots, and then I'll be done. Probably not gonna happen today, Aiden. I've still got to download it. I haven't even gotten it downloaded yet. I know DDE is going away soon, but I'm just not super motivated to play it, other than to, you know, I do want to watch Pew Pew and Archers again for a minute or two, but I just haven't been overly motivated to play it. I've got too many games going right at the moment. This is one of the problems. I've got lots of games going. I got a Factory Town playthrough I haven't touched in 2 weeks. I got that Satisfactory playthrough, which I'm right at the point where it's starting to get interesting. So I'm wanting to play it more. Playing through Path of Exile for the first time, and I'm only at Act 7, and I stopped playing. And then I got a new tower defense game today, a review copy of it. I want to check it out. So yeah, I probably won't play it today. Looks like we don't have mana again, huh? Crap, but am I placing all these on the wrong hero? Yeah, Angels put that down there. Hopefully Angels got the tenacity going on those weapon mans, I'm sure. That's what I'm talking about, Prot Hero. I have a Switch right now, Frag, yeah, but I've yet to play anything. I got it all hooked up and I ran all the updates and stuff on it yesterday. But then it was late and didn't bother playing anything on it yet. Good enough, right? We all spammed up everywhere. Looks like it. Automation, fair enough. Nothing wrong with a little automation. DDE was fun. It just isn't DD. It just wasn't DD1. I mean, it's still a fun game though. Ice is gonna extend it until Sunday. Nice. Well, it's not really up to Ice, I don't think. I mean, it might be. I don't know. It's whoever's paying for it. It's up to the person paying the bill and how easy the company that's hosting it is to get along with. I'm gonna have to get him to move me too, because you guys are playing on East, aren't you? Hey, there's just no way I'm gonna end up getting it done before it's over. Because I'm on the West server. Yeah, he's like the network engineer. He's not the accountant that's paying the bill. So, I mean, he doesn't have any decision making as far as when something goes down and when it doesn't. He's their network guy. He's not in charge of the stuff, he just runs it. He doesn't make the decisions on things like when something gets shut down or not, though. I don't know what his actual title is. I'm assuming it's like network administrator or something like that. Well, it runs off the Playverse infrastructure, which was Amazon hosting. So, I mean, it's what's the bill paid for through, you know? It's a shame they can't get Playverse out of DD2. That would fix a lot of the disconnect issues right there. It would be nice. Fortnite's on Unreal 4, Frag. I mean, Epic is the creators of Unreal 4, you know? It's their engine. They're doing a good job with it. That's my only fear, is by the time DD3 rolls around, will Unreal 5 be out? And will Trendy or Chromatic be using Unreal 4? Hopefully not. Hopefully if there's an Unreal 5 by then, they'll be using it when DD3 gets here. Because that's still years away. Oh, I don't know. Way too soon to tell there, Absolute. Like I said, it's years away. I mean, if things go well with Dungeon Defenders Awakened, we won't see DD3 for at least like 4 years. At least. Because it's going to take a long time to develop, you know? That's something I want to talk to Chromatic about. I'm hoping they add stuff in. It's all that matters is that they put in API. If they have an API in DDA, it will make doing fan sites like Storm Shield 1 way easier. Well, I mean, it's the only way to do it. It's the only way to automatically pull it without having to do massive work. So that's something was actually talking to Lightrayne about yesterday. He was asking me about that. I don't know who to contact at Chromatic. I'm going to ask Danny, and Danny will point me in the right direction. But I don't know who to contact about that. But that's if they put in API for Awakened, I'll host the website. You know, I'll do a Dungeon Defenders fan site that has like Storm Shield 1 type stuff. I mean, Storm Shield 1 is good. It's really good. They did a great job with that website. And it's just all about the interactivity, you know. What's going on there, Spectral Demon? How you doing? DD3 Monk will be a 21-year-old drunken bum with a beard. That's possible. That's quite possible. They're not going to allow that, Aiden. Danny wouldn't be the guy to talk to about that, though. Danny's just the person that I have the closest ties with. I talk to Danny all the time. We're both big, huge Batman nerds. So we spend a lot of time talking about Batman. So it's easy for me to sneak Dungeon Defender stuff into our Batman conversations. Is why I always refer to Danny. It's easier for me to contact Danny than anybody else. Because I know I can have a conversation with Danny whenever I want. He's not going to just ignore me. I would be surprised if they allowed something like that, though. I mean, you never know. They might. Nobody thought that they were going to give the CDT access to what they did way back in the day, and they did, so you never know. That's for sure. If there was more people that were wanting to play it, I'm sure they would probably allow it. But since there's like, 18 people or whatever online, I mean, it's just not, in their mind, it wouldn't be worth it, you know, is my guess anyway. I mean, I don't know. By all means, if you want to try to host it, then go for it. David, what's up? Just in time, David. Your song has not played yet today. It is due. David's song is overdue. We got one more spot open. And we got one. That was number 2, so we got 2 more matches before I remake the group. It's been playing almost every day. Really early, actually, in the stream, it usually ends up playing. Oops. There we go. Oh, nice, David. Well, grats. I'm not sure what's up with Nightbot today, Frag. And Nightbot's just not responding. I need to get the bot cleaned up and switched over to Stream Elements, probably. Because Nightbot's just been failing really bad. I could restart it real quick. Let me see. See if I can't get Nightbot restarted here. Yeah, see, it's in the channel. Let me have it leave the channel and then come back. See if that works out. Alright, let's see. See if you're gonna work there, little Nightbot. You can do it, you can do it. Yeah, it appears a little broken. It says that it's in the channel, but clearly not working right. What's going on there, Cajun Ants? How you doing? Gotta change them light bulbs. Uh-oh. Don't shoot me. Nah, you can be in any tier. It'll just drop at the, you know, if you're in Chaos 1, it'll drop Chaos 1 level. If you're in Chaos 7, it'll drop Chaos 7 level. Yeah, off and on there, David. Off and on there has been talk of DDA. That is for sure. Skip it. There, Omen. I told you the other day, just upgrade your stuff and skip to Chaos 7. That's an easy fix. You know, if you're in Chaos 6 gear, Just throw a few upgrades on it, and you're in Chaos 7. Oh, it does, David, no doubt. Yeah, out of mats to upgrade. Well, I mean, it's only a matter of doing like 2 maps. You know, and you're going to have all the gear anyway. It's not like you got to run it 100 times. You've only got to do it just a couple of runs, and you'll be past the champion score. Just don't worry about the quality of the gear. Only look at the champion score. So put green items on if it gets Chaos 7 unlocked for you, you know? It doesn't... Your gear doesn't have to be legendary to get into Chaos 7. It can be any rarity. Oh yeah, do floor 24 in Onslaught. Run floor 24 one time in Onslaught, and you'll have Chaos 7 unlocked. Unless your RNG is just really crappy. Then it might take running it twice. You know? But floor 24 should... Is mod re-rolling worth it? Absolutely. It's practically impossible to find the right mod you want. So yeah, it's very worth it. Hell, just in the last probably 6 weeks, I bet I've gone through 2,500 to 3,000 reroll tokens, something like that. Because I had over 2,000 when I finished doing the Ancient Power resets. I burned through all of those, plus a bunch more. Just gotta get you that Burning Strike Serum. Cannon Ogres are easy. Just gotta line of sight them and burn them down. And then the Drakenlord's all about the burning strikes, and it's just a non-issue, you know? It's actually not that much gold. It's not a real code, Omen. I mean, read the code. It's exactly what we were just talking about. See, we got one more, and then I'll make a fresh group. Can be quite challenging now, Pokemart, but just keep looking, you know. The game sadly is gated where a lot of people are playing solo, or like on consoles, people will split screen it with themselves. So it's difficult to find new groups of players now, but keep looking for sure. I was hoping every once in a while you see somebody selling a whole stack of reroll tokens. If I would have saw that yesterday, I would have bought it. I want to get that Shadow Flame knife squared away so bad. Like I said, I'm only about 70 rerolls into it now, so I got, what, 210 more to go before I'm guaranteed a 10 out of 10. Yeah, you're going to have a hard time finding any veterans that are wanting to play Chaos 2 Pokemon. There's nothing in Chaos 2 that a veteran would want. There's very few shards that anyone would be interested in. I mean, like I said, I'm not trying to discourage you. Keep trying for sure, but unless you just run into somebody that's just wanting to be charitable and hook people up, then you're gonna have a hard time finding a group for carries for C2. What did I miss? I missed something somewhere. Right here. There we go. What's going on there, Bradley? How you doing? Well, you're certainly not going to find anybody on stream. So, I mean, when I say keep trying, I don't mean keep trying in my stream chat. I mean, like in town, you know? The problem with consoles is there's no chat. You know, other than the voice chat, which is just ungodly irritating. Lightrayne? What's going on there, Light? No, I haven't saved up enough tokens to test that specifically, Cajun. I mean, I know on this particular... I mean, I've logged in and out of game many, many times. I know how many tokens I'm in. It's like 78 tokens I'm into this Shadow Flame knife here. So, I mean, I can kind of unofficially test it off of it. Eating some lunch and updating Guild Wars 2. That's right, there's another update or event or something coming to Guild Wars 2 this week, huh? Oh, Lightrayne's got all the stuff. Guild Wars 2, MTGA. Just public matches there, SM. I'll go out to Tavern, check all my loot, and then just create another one, so just hop right in, right off the war table. That's fair enough. I mean, real life continues to happen, you know, Cajun? You gotta do it. That'll be interesting then, Light. And Guild Wars 2, huh? That'll be interesting for sure. Noisy truck just started outside. It's warm again today, so I got all my windows and doors and whatnot open. Yeah, I think this afternoon I'm going to get that new game downloaded and try to get a Tower Defense Tuesday video out tonight. Do that instead of a late stream, probably. But we'll have to see how big it is. If it's a huge download, then I'll probably just wait and do it next week. Haha, nice. That should be fun then, Light. You gonna stream it? It's White Laboratory, I think it's called. Something along those lines. It's like a physics-based tower defense game. I don't really know a whole lot about it. I applied for a media code for it, and they sent it to me this morning. But it's been, what, like a month, I think, since I've done a Tower Defense Tuesday video. Part of the problem is there's just not a whole lot of tower defense games being developed right now, which is unfortunate. But we all need more tower defense in our lives. No double jump. Poor Mystic. She needs her double jump. Could you imagine if she had double jump, how fast she could get around? I'm still bummed Hidden Path went with all this VR stuff, because Defense Grid is just an awesome game. I mean, who wouldn't want to see a Defense Grid 3, you know? But there's no signs of a Defense Grid 3 in the works anywhere. Did you see that robot announcement, Lightrayne? For that game? I posted it in the announcements channel. The media announcements channel. Bit of a bummer that it's not Orcs Must Die related, but I mean, it's still a robot, you know. I would love to see everybody get double jump in DDA. That would be beyond awesome. Would be beyond awesome. That is for sure. Head on out, check my stuff. Be cool if there was another 10 out of 10 sitting there, huh? How amazing would that be? Let's see, let's see. And only 8 rerolls saved up. Ugh. Nothing there. Well, that's that weapon. Dang it. I gotta move that so it quits teasing me. And my eyes went right to this, but that was the one I got earlier. Yeah, the tree's still there. Christmas in July incoming, you know? Wow, range and raid on one. That's pretty good, huh? Nope, no 10s this time around. Let me move that thing over so it quits teasing me. Sweet. See what's for sale. Nothing good, nothing good. Somebody buying my Shadow Flames, a couple more of them sold. I had like 40 of them. I'm down to what? I got 2 here. Might as well list them, right? Still didn't get the one I wanted. Free up a little more room. There we go. Speaking of tree, how long do I have? Oh, 7 hours. I got a ways to wait. Alright, let's get another one going here. Gots to get that Frostfire. You can't spell Frostfire. Ugh. See, that's what I get for putting something other than juice in the title. Nah, they still haven't announced an official release date yet, that I'm aware of anyway. Makes me wonder if it's ever gonna happen. Yeah, for sure. I will as well. They're like, who we got? Lance. It's kind of grindy doing this map, but at least it is AFKable. With tenacity. Launch day first impressions video. Well, you know, I gotta check it out. It's still, I mean, I still say the same thing. It has the potential of being one of the greatest action defense games ever made. They just take so many left turns with it, you know? Oh, that was a little lag spike there. Gotta see the beta first, so there's lots of play on my channel about the beta. I played it on launch day. Back what? This summer will be 2 years ago. I had really high hopes for Fortnite. And then BR happened, which, you know, I mean, people love it. Nothing wrong with that. But it seems like it ended up killing development on the Save the World side of things. I still feel wrong even calling it Save the World. The game's called Fortnite. You know? The whole Save the World thing came much, much later. There was a time when somebody said Fortnite, they were talking about Save the World. Sadly, those days are long gone. What's going on there, Merge? How you doing? Well, they did the right thing financially. You know, they screwed people over really, really bad that were early backers of the game on the PvE side of things. I mean, they offered everybody refunds. You know? I mean, they admitted, okay, we screwed you guys. We're going to admit it. Here, fill out this form and get a full refund. The problem I have is I couldn't do that because part of the deal with the early backers was you got friend codes. Well, when you get a refund, all those friend codes get invalidated. So all of the friends lose their accounts. Well, I gave all those codes away on the YouTube channel. So I would be screwing over a bunch of viewers by getting a refund. So sadly, it's out of the question for me. Or it was out of the question for me when that was an option. I guess that's no longer an option now. It was a timed thing for people to get their money back. Which, I mean, it was cool of them to give people their money back. But at the same note, you know, I mean, people paid for it because they wanted it. They wanted it to be a great game, and it didn't happen. I think Apex Legends is doing really good. I saw an ad the other day saying it had 600,000 players or something like that. I mean, it hasn't hit Fortnite numbers, but it's doing really good. I still haven't played it yet. I was debating on checking out Firestorm the other day in Battlefield 5, but never did. The reviews on it are not spectacular. I have kind of been craving a little PvP lately, though, and I just don't know what I want to play, though. Yeah, I stream every Friday, Merch. Every Friday on Twitch. There's actually going to be more Twitch coming here soon. The schedule is going to... I'm going to have more edited content on YouTube and more streams on Twitch. Twitch integration for Dungeon Defenders Awakened kind of makes that a no-brainer. I don't dislike Battle Royale games as a whole. Nothing wrong with that. Gotta play what you're enjoying, you know? I reinstalled Hearthstone last night to get those free packs that they had going. I still wish Battlefront 2 didn't get EA'd all up, because that was super fun to play. It got so much hate. that Starfighter mode was just a blast. I mean, I really, really enjoyed that. We're supposed to get more DDA news this week sometime. I mean, I don't know what that news will be, but we're supposed to get something this week. I wish we'd get a DD2 update date. I mean, I got a lot. I'm waiting for the DD2 update right now. Lightrayne's pro level there, Omen. Gotta watch that. Lightrayne will teach you some new tricks. I don't know. I don't think you're going to need 4 different accounts to split screen it, Alexander. I think it's going to be more like DD1. I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see what the finished product, but they're talking about 4-player split screen local co-op already on all platforms. So I don't think it's going to be like DD2 where a separate account would be required. But it might be. I mean, it's too early to tell. No, that's what they're supposed to be doing, Cajun. They're not going to stream it, I don't think. Or maybe they'll, if they want to wait, then they'll probably stream it on Friday. But they said that to make up for the rained out stream that they would give us a update report. US West there, Pedro. Always US West. Unless the stream title says otherwise, it will always be US West. Give us the loot. I've got the link in anything that's DDA related. You gotta realize a lot of people get mad at me for talking about DDA when I'm playing DD2, Pedro. So I'm trying to not piss anybody off. It's easy enough to find the link. It's plastered all over my videos on my channel right now. Now, if they would have put a referral program in, I'd have been all over links. But they didn't. That's one thing that the trendy folks, and hopefully the chromatics folks change that, but one thing they've been really awful about over the years is recognizing where all of their traffic is coming from. They're terrible in that regard. Yeah, it probably wouldn't be bad. Like, Nightbot's acting funny today, though. It's not giving us any, not giving us any callbacks. I'm not sure what's up with it. I pulled Nightbot out of the channel and re-entered earlier to try to get it to work. Who's got the mana, y'all? And we're missing a ton of mana here. Did I finish that lane? Yeah, looks like it. I've never seen that happen. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I mean, I've always promoted Dungeon Defenders products in a positive manner. I've never been the guy that's, you know, I mean, I get my complaining out about the game, but you guys all know it's out of love, not out of hatred. I want DD2 to be better than what it is, you know. I think we all do. But, I mean, just like referral programs are kind of a no-brainer, you know? Especially in a free-to-play game. What free-to-play game out there do you know of that doesn't have a referral program besides Dungeon Defenders 2? I mean, I don't really know of any. They all have referrals. Yeah, that was one area where DD2 really missed the boat on getting people to promote it, you know. Warframe's got a referral program. Warframe's actually got a really, really good partner program. The best I've ever seen for streamers of any game. The best partner program I've literally ever seen. Just crazy, crazy good. I think a lot of companies could learn for what DE did with Warframe, just with the community marketing. Robot was really good about that stuff too back in the day. And Orcs Must Die Unchained had a pretty good referral system. Nah, there's not really an improper way, Master Ming. I mean, there's the most efficient way. The most efficient way would be just do Onslaught only and only do the required maps. Don't do anything else. But, I mean, that doesn't make that a proper or improper way. But you want to just minimize the amount of time it takes you. You know, there's people out there doing resets, taking 10 hours, 12 hours to do them. And realistically, a reset, the worst it can possibly be is 30 maps. So it just doesn't take 10 or 12 hours to do 30 maps. Like, the highest it goes to is floor 51 to 80. So in that case, you reset, you go right to floor 51. You don't do anything else. Would be the most efficient way to do it. Don't spend any crafting materials, and don't spend, you know, don't spend all your gold and your crafting materials, because you just don't need the stuff. I mean, everybody wants to use their 10 out of 10 fine-tuned stuff, and that's one of the areas that makes Ancient Power just kind of blah. Alright, sorry about that, y'all. Blitz was getting a little out of control. I had to mute there for a sec. No, you don't need to use meta things to get to 200. Use whatever you want. You don't have to use meta things to get to floor 400 or 500. I mean, just like what Lightrayne said, you just have to be aware of the mechanics and how to deal with them. I mean, there's right builds and wrong builds, you know? If you got a cyborg lane and all you're using is ground traps, R's, and nodes, but you don't want to put tenacity on it, then yeah, you're probably going to have a really tough time, you know? If it's a physical lane and you just insist on using magic defenses, you're probably going to have a tough time. So, I mean, it just all comes down to building versus what's there. You know, look at each lane, build each lane like it was his own map. It doesn't matter what you used on the other lane, because this lane over here is completely different, you know? Well, if there was new characters to come, I think I'd love to see the Jester, the Man and Machine. I mean, a lot of characters that were already... Well, the Jester's never been promised or teased in any way. They actually said that the Jester will never come to DD2. That it was just an NPC only. But the Man and Machine was supposed to be here before the Barbarian was. It got voted on by the community with influence votes, and the Barbarian lost. And then we got the Barbarian anyway. But I'm curious how many, if any, more heroes we get for DD2 now that DDA is in the works. I mean, originally I thought we would have tons more heroes for DD2. It's a free-to-play game. More heroes equals more money, right? Well, if it's not enough money that it's worth the development time to build the hero, then we won't get any more heroes. It's all situational. Better for what? If it's one mob, if it's a boss and a single target, then no, the lightning strike would be better. If it was a lane full of goblins, then yeah, the flame aura would be better. It's all situational. It's not a game of bests. It's a game of counters. So there's lots of different counters to use in various situations. Barb is a beast if you like melee. I'm not a huge melee fan, so that's why you don't see me playing the Barbarian very often. You know, I mean, as a general rule, if you're a fan of melee, play the Barb. If you're a fan of range, play the Gunwitch. Well, I like range better, personally. So I play the Gunwitch far more than I play the Barb. But if you like melee, Barbarian's where it's at, you know? That's good stuff. The Bob's a beast. No reason to use both. I mean, unless you want to. Like I said, I just don't like melee heroes, so there's no reason for me to ever use the Barbarian. You know, if I ever get in a mood for melee, I've got a Barbarian to use. But that mood just doesn't ever strike me. I want to shoot stuff from over here. I don't want to get up on it. What? The wife's giving me looks. What'd I do? Oh. Uh-oh. Unhappy times. The batteries are dead in the Xbox controller, and we don't have a rechargeable setup for it. Sorry, dear. I'll get you some batteries later on. Sorry, sorry. Well, those aren't chargeable batteries. Oh, the plug for the headphones? Nah, it doesn't work that way. Oh, I haven't been out yet. We just discovered this whole battery issue last night there, Cajun. I woke up, got out of bed, and instantly started streaming, so I haven't been anywhere yet to get any batteries. You know what? You yell at me when I eat the last donut. You should say something, you know? If you put the last battery in your Xbox controller, you should tell me, hey, I just put the last battery in. I'm just saying, it falls under the same line of eating the last donut. She's not falling for that one, but whatever. And her answer to that is, well, that's easy because you ate all the damn donuts. Batteries and donuts, gotcha. That's what I need to do. I need to get the rechargeables in it. I've been saying that for a year. It's just a matter of doing it, you know. Or a new controller. The new Xbox controllers are rechargeable, aren't they? They don't have the batteries? Or are they still shipping controllers with batteries in them that aren't rechargeable? You'd think. Yeah, I mean, you can make that up super quick. As far as getting your Xbox controllers rechargeable, you can make that up fast. Batteries are expensive. Oops, wrong hero. Just so used to monking out everywhere. I wants to be mystical today. Quibs. Missed out on Quibs. Oh, there we go. You can still buy the OG controllers? Yeah, fair enough. When we got the Xbox, we bought one of the packages that included the Xbox and 2 controllers. And I've just never bought another Xbox controller since then. All we've needed is the 2, just for the 2 of us. You see a Lavamancer. I see Lavamancers all the time. Lavamancer is just kind of boring, sadly. It's got the potential to be so cool, yet it's just kind of boring. Like, run up and punch things. That's all you're good at, Lavamancer. Go punch things. Take that, Flappy Birds. I don't know who to work on after the Mystic. Probably an Ability Power Gun Wedge, because the Chaos 8 shard's coming back. Ability Power EV. Chaos 8 shard's coming back. There's a really good EV Proton Charge shard in the Chaos 8 bracket. That it returning to the game would be huge. It's like straight up 25% damage increase to Proton Charge. Now, we don't know it's still going to be that high. It may have got balanced. But I'm thinking a Proton Charge EV is on the agenda after I get the Mystic finished up here. One of these days I'll get myself a heavy weapon for the Mystic. I'm using a light weapon. It's just the best weapon I've found. And you guys saw all the Shadow Flame knives I had. If I play a competitive shooter game, I'll play it on PC, the occasion. My aim with a controller is super bad. I just get used to playing on PC, you know? You're used to the mouse and keyboard thing. Making a switch to a controller is difficult. People say when you pop into a shooter, going from PC to a controller, the best thing to do is to use a pistol in whatever game you're playing. And they're like, if you can dial in headshots with a pistol with a controller when you're not used to it, then you can use any weapon. That's what the interwebs says anyway. I've debated on playing Paladins many times, Omen. I was actually watching my buddy. I got a friend that's a competitive Paladins player. I was watching him stream yesterday. Of course, watching him stream, it makes the game look even more fun because he's a complete badass. do this one, and actually probably make this one the last map here. I do want to get... I'm not positive if I'm going to do a late stream. I really want to get a Tower Defense Tuesday video out. But I'm going to have to see how big of a download that game is. Connection with Paladin struggles. Yeah, that's fair. You know. Killing Floor 2 free to play. I've got Killing Floor 2. My son was a big Killing Floor fan. He carried me quite a bit. It's I suck at it. I just don't know which items to do, and you know, the different little strategies for the different bosses and enemies. So tear it up when the Brat's there playing, but as soon as the Brat's not there, oh man, my carry is gone. You know, I lose the person telling me, "Okay, put the bombs here." Yeah, looks like I missed a Flamar somewhere, or a node. Didn't miss it there. One Flamar ain't gonna keep us from winning, though. Got the flyer one. Oh, I missed one in the middle here. There we go. I really want to get this Mystic build dialed in and sent out, but I'm unsure on what I want for the third mod on the armor, because I play her a little differently than a lot of people would play her. The Mystic's strength is in melee. You know, she's way better melee than she is ranged. But of course, you know, I've got to turn every hero into a ranged hero, so it's all about this Shadow Flame for me. And then you don't get big individual numbers, you just get massive AoE bouncing around. I think the next Epic Store free game is pretty decent too. I can't remember what it was. I'm gonna look real quick. I'm curious now. Let's see. Now hopefully this doesn't start at download. I've got 153 friend requests. Let's see. Oh, the Witness. Free from April 4th to the 18th. Right now it's Oxen free. I'm not really... I mean, I grabbed it. It's free, you know? How do you not? But the Witness is coming up next. I've heard decent things about that game. It's pretty cool that they're doing that, because they don't have a whole lot of games on their store. You know, I mean, it's obviously it's a new storefront. But I'm surprised they're doing that. Free game every 2 weeks. You know, I really want to, Cajun. I've got real life friends and stuff that are playing it too. But I just don't want to, you know, I don't want to dump $60 on a game. I'm sure I would enjoy it, but I mean, the problem I have right now is just too many games to play. It's a nice problem to have, you know. That, you know, growing up in DC and all, my real life friends are constantly sending me text messages about how can I not protect DC and blah blah blah. You know. But yeah, I do kind of want to play it, but like I said, I'm just not going to spend $60 for something that I may not have time to fully appreciate. That's the problem with the big box games, you know. They're pricey. Well, I mean, just right now, like I mentioned earlier, I've got, what, a Satisfactory playthrough halfway through. I've got a Factory Town playthrough halfway through. I started Path of Exile, and I'm only at Act 7. I got 3 more acts to do. 4, including Act 7. I've just got a whole lot of games going right now. But I have been having a craving for some PvP, and I think since I've enjoyed I did enjoy the Dark Zone quite a bit in the Division 1. I lived in there. So I mean, the Dark Zone in Division 2 would definitely answer my need for PvP I've had lately. They said the first 2 weeks in April there, Demon. So what? There's another week in March left, right? Not quite. I mean, could be as early as 2 weeks and probably as long as 3 weeks. Would be my guess. So not soon enough is the answer. Not soon enough. Oh yeah, no doubt. They're Cajun for sure. I mean, DDA is going to be a good game. There's no doubt about it. You know, for the people who really love DD2 and don't want to switch, I mean, there's no reason to. DD2's not going anywhere. And there's probably a really good chance that you haven't done everything in the game. I mean, there's what, like less than 5 people who have actually cleared to the extent that you can get to in Onslaught, and they're still trying, but you know, it's not completable. Without massive exploiting or whatever. I'm sure somebody will find a way eventually, but it'll be very exploity. But new bit of crowd control coming, Petrify coming into the mix. I'm sure those guys will revisit those high floors with Petrify going. That's probably a bit optimistic there, Demon. I don't think it'll be out that soon. I mean, it might be. Hopefully so. But, I mean, they said in the first half of April. That would make me to believe it's going to be in the latter part of the first half. Not the beginning part, you know. Anyway, all that is going to get it for today. I've got to get to the store and get the wife some batteries before she punishes me. Let's check through the loot real quick first, though. See if there's any fresh 10 out of 10s. Then we got 16 rerolls to do on that Shadow Flame knife. That's going to put me up to 87 rerolls total on it. So still a long way away from that 286. You know, too soon to tell there, Demon. I don't think it's going to be. I mean, the smartest thing to do would be to make Poison Dart Towers attuned. You know, it will cause the least amount of balance issues, but that doesn't mean that's what they're going to do. Nothing so far. Come on. Give me another 10, dang it. Looks like that may be the extent of my 10 out of 10s today, huh? Ooh, that's a pretty good hero damage roll and a good armor roll right there. I think I'll keep those boots. Can use them on somebody, I'm sure. Nothing else here? I don't think so. I mean, if it was me, I would make it so that Poison Dart Tower is elementally attuned and will avoid having another super OP thing like we have with Weapon Mans. I think they should change Weapon Mans too, but that's just me, you know. Nothing else really good. Maybe I get lucky on this reroll here. Let's see here. We want to reroll this bad boy. Shadow Flame Knife. I got 24 rerolls to do. Well, there's an 8. That's a step in the right direction. But 10 or nothing. The 8 doesn't even matter. If it's not a 10, it's no good. In this case, literally. Aha. Oh, come on already. 2 more left. No dice. Well, no 10 out of 10 for me now. If you look at the difference here, it goes up to 67%. What, 8 out of 10 is only 49%. So that's what, like 18% additional hero damage per hit. Which is, you know, in something that bounces all around the map like that, it's a substantial amount of damage. Anyway, y'all, that is going to do it for now. Thank you all an absolute ton. I do appreciate it. Like I said, I'm not sure if there's going to be a late stream yet. It all depends on how big of a download this White Laboratory game is. If it's a huge download, then I'll probably just queue it up for download when I go to bed tonight and save it for next week. But I'd like to do a Tower Defense Tuesday video today. And not sure if I'm going to be able to get that done. It depends on the size of the download with that game. That and if it sucks. I mean, if I pop into it and I hate it like right away in the first 2 minutes, then I'm not going to bother doing a video of it. I just don't see the point in doing a video of a game that I hate right away. So, I mean, we'll have to see how that goes. But anyway, thank you all again so much for swinging by. As always, I really appreciate all the support. But hopefully everybody's having a good week so far, and I will see you all tomorrow. Take it easy.